All right, Kathy's. I know it's a big week for many, many reasons. But before we kick off into everyone's favorite topic, the election, we got our boy Steve Patino back on the pod. For those that don't know, Steve is a very old and dear friend, and I would say one of the world's most experts on footwear manufacturing. Lived in a factory in China for many years, been in the game for over 20 plus years, and is the founder and CEO of Alice Gray. And, you know, Kathy's have been longtime supporters of the brand. When it kicked off in REI and in Foot Locker and PacSun and Nordstrom, all the Kathy's went out there and supported and bought it. And today, it's a pretty big announcement, especially because it's election week.
Yes, exactly.
And we're very big pro-America here.
Yes.
It makes
USA.
USA all the way. And Steve has been working on something for, I mean, this has probably taken years in the making.
Definitely.
To make a made in USA shoe that is one of the most comfortable, one of the most has so many applications of use, and more importantly, it's affordable.
Exactly.
People thought made in USA was a wrap.
And for most part, it is. There's only 1% of manufacturing of footwear in America left. Wow. We are the top 1% in the world.
Because I think New Balance has like a program, right?
Yeah. And there's some speculation there because not all the parts are made in the United States. So it could be assembled in the United States, but truly sourced, made in USA is different. They do have some products that can be made 100%, but that's really where some of the lines are. And we really want to create a new way to manufacture.
So talk to us about what you're building, because this is like all the Kathy's have been supporting the brand. You're in for a treat. This is like very special what Steve has made. Talk to the people.
Yes, thank you to all the Kathy's. I mean, you guys have been here since the Kickstarter. So This is today. We're announcing our third generation of product. This is, everything is entirely new. This is a new system of manufacturing, a new material where all of the shoes are now made out of algae that are also circular and able to be recycled. They're also made in USA, like we just said, so that we're a part of 1% of the companies in the world capable of manufacturing in the United States. And it's now at an even more affordable price.
Yes.
And so for all the Kathy's, we have something special where we're offering the shoe to you at 50% off. It's only going to be for 7 days.
Yeah.
And so that's it. So some of the Kathy's have already bought into the pre-sale. It's 7 days left and you'll be able to buy the shoe for $30.
$30. So the shoe is called
the Frontline Pro 3.
Frontline Pro 3. Those that are on YouTube, you could see the shoe. We'll post it on our Instagram. It is... Look, if you are in an industry where you're on your feet, you're a doctor, you're a nurse, you're a teacher, a restaurant worker, you work in the field, you work in a factory, these shoes, because I've got a chance to wear them, are so comfortable. I mean, frankly, like those of you that wear Crocs and are looking for more support and more comfort, this is the shoe. And so the full retail price is going to be $60.
Correct.
Which is insane. Made in USA footwear for $60. Insanely high quality. Even I was with a very well-known retailer a few months back and I had shown them the sample and they were like, damn, this is a good fucking shoe. And then for the Kathy's, $30. $30. What are some of the stats you were sharing with me on like specifically, I think in the restaurant industry, right?
Yeah, so some of the big stats here, just like on the demographic, 112 million Americans. So this is for 8 out of 10 of every job in America. You know, we talk a lot, you know, when we talk about, and we hear as Kathy's, you know, the bubble talk, right?
Yeah.
That you guys mention a lot. This is actually everyone in America. Yeah. 80% of the entire workforce in the US. And so I wanted to create a product that was affordable, that was comfortable, but then also something that was sustainable. And that's something that just didn't exist in the market. You know, when you go buy shoes, if you want something that's comfortable and affordable, it just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to create a quality product really to democratize comfort for anyone. You know, my mother was a cleaning lady. And so I was that kid where she would drag me along going to go clean houses, clean apartments. And so my mother never had the money to go buy quality footwear. Just like a lot of people in the country right now, you know, they're just wanting to make sure with all the inflation to just keep their lights on. They want to keep food on the table. And so I wanted to create a company that actually created comfortable product that was affordable, but also, to your point, D, that has the compliance of non-slip certification.
Yeah.
And so that you can now, whether you work at a Walmart or you work at a McDonald's or a Starbucks, now you have non-slip certified footwear that you could wear for work that's stylish, that's comfortable and affordable.
Yeah. I mean, as someone that's been in the game for a while, I've not, you know, specifically in footwear, there's been very little innovation for the manufacturing part of the industry. There's been a lot of design innovation, but there hasn't been manufacturing innovation. Everyone's in the same few countries. They're in China, they're in Vietnam. That's where shoes are made. And the fact that you had the foresight, one, to focus on injection mold, which, you know, thanks to like Yeezy and Crocs, who really like paved the way to make that possible. You then focus on made in USA and then comfort, then hitting all of the qualifications of making it a shoe that's actually like wearable for work. And it looks great. That's a big part of it, right?
They look incredible. I mean, this is literally the next generation of work footwear. Yeah. And so the average frontline worker, essential worker in the country is 22-year-old female. And so we wanted to make sure our merchandising team is female, our sales team for wholesale is completely 100% female. And so it was really, really important for us that we created a shoe that had the design language that really spoke to a majority female audience. Yeah. That was a lot sleeker, had quality design, that had the comfort. And so you're seeing a completely brand new model. Yeah. And so to us, that's really, really important, because a lot of times what we've heard is that if you work at a fast food restaurant or a warehouse, sometimes you feel embarrassed. Yeah. You go home after work and you kind of got your work shoes on, and you get clowned and you get teased, you know, on your way home, and your shoes are dirty. And so now you don't have to. Yeah. And so we really wanted to provide something to this completely underserved market. And so now you get to have that dignity and pride to, one, I'm comfortable. You know that you have wellness because the shoes are incredible. They have a 2-time more comfort insole. It's ergonomic. So you're actually healthier and happier. Yeah. But then you can also have that pride to walk outside. And I mean, you look great. You look great. Yeah. And I think, because like you have a Japanese distributor and they were posting pics the other day. These are like the trendiest Japanese people wearing them. Like they're wearing it with their like Balenciaga. Margiela like apparel. And then they just look cool. And so I think, you know, people that don't know that Crocs was like a shoe for the fishing industry. Yep. And gardening, fishing, gardening. And today the Justin Biebers and Post Malones are wearing it for fashion. And I really believe that will be the path. This is a functional product. I think the right people are going to really, you know, drive themselves to it and really support it. And then it's the price. You know, you're speaking to what's happening in the country right now. People don't have money. And they still want to buy stuff that they feel good about and makes them feel good. And people don't realize, like, you know, it really like dawned on me when Ozempic happened. Yeah. That how many people are walking around just uncomfortable in their own skin. And then people that I know, so many people I know that got on it and they feel fucking great. And I think you don't realize, it's like if you're not into running and you start running and your feet hurt, your knee hurts, you don't realize that it's like, oh, you have to wear the right shoe, the right size. You should probably wear a half size bigger. And then all of a sudden you're feeling good when you're running, and then your whole perspective of running changes. And I think today you're on your feet hours and hours a day and you're not feeling good. Yeah, exactly. And so we saw that data, right? Yeah. And we presented it to some of the largest Fortune 500 companies and largest retail in the country. And, you know, we told them, do you know that your staff is doing 3 million steps a year? You know, that's equivalent of 5K a day. And so when you start to look at the actual data of how long people are actually on their feet, and so a percentage of the US, they have the money to buy, a Hoka or on running shoe, $150, $200 shoe, and then have to buy an insole because maybe they need arch support.
Wow.
I just bought a pair of shoes. It cost me $250 with the insole. And so a lot of the country don't have that because they need to buy 2 pairs of shoes that they know that they're going to destroy.
Yeah.
And so 1, it doesn't meet the compliance, but then 2, it's just very expensive. That's $500. I was speaking with a McDonald's worker that says he was spending almost $180 to $250 just on his insoles.
Wow.
For arch support because he's on his feet that many hours.
Yeah, I believe it. And I think, look, obviously we're all believers of it here. And I would suggest everyone tries it out. Head over to alicegray.com, ALESGREY.com. And there's no code. You left it just open to everyone.
Yeah, it's already ready for all the Cathys. It's only going to be available for 7 days. That's it. So you'll be the first in the world.
If you're on your feet, honestly, for more than an hour or 2 a day, you should buy it just to have it. Like I have this in my backyard. When I go play with the kids, I have it. When we go to the coffee shop, walk around. I walk around a lot in my neighborhood. I always have the shoes on. They're incredibly comfortable. So I highly recommend it. AliceGray.com. $30. You got $30, Cathys.
Yeah, we made history today. Thank you so much. Made in USA footwear. We're telling everyone to just vote green this week on the most comfortable made in USA footwear that's ever been created. And I just want to thank all the Cathys. You've been here since day one, and we're super excited. We couldn't be here without you. So thank you. Gratitude from the whole LS Gray team.
Awesome, man. Thank you, Steve.
Peace.
All right. I mean, there's really one thing to talk about.
There's only one thing.
Google's earnings. Just kidding.
Oh my God. I mean,
I feel a little stressed. I'm going to be honest.
It's funny. I was with a very close friend of mine that you know, and we went, funny enough, we went to LAPD had an event called True Blue.
Yeah, no one knows who you're voting for.
Yeah. John Turgeon was like co-host of the event.
Right.
So he invited us. And I went and I was talking to people, everyone's Nathan Hochman was there. A lot of politicians were there. And the friend I went with, he was like, I'm so fucking stressed. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
He's like, about the election. I'm like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Yeah. I don't feel like that.
Yeah.
But I just feel, I'm trying to think of what to compare it to.
You're anxious.
I guess mildly. Like maybe I feel like I'm leaving town on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like it's a mild thing in the back of my head.
Yeah.
Because I also feel like all of the, not that it really works on me either, but like all of the ads are ramping up. They're insane.
So what's interesting is I only got to watch one ad.
Yeah.
But this was 2 weeks ago. We were watching football. A Trump ad came, transgenders, migrants, blah, blah, blah. And Haley's like, turn the fucking TV off. And I was like, whoa, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
So now when we watch football, we just mute it because of the ads.
Heavy commercial?
No, we don't have sound on. Yeah, we just turn the sound off. We just watch the game.
Maybe that's why. Maybe because I started watching the World Series.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of ads during the World Series.
A lot of ads. And then now that that's over, I found myself putting on football during the day.
Yeah.
Just to have it on. It's enjoyable.
Just background noise. Yeah.
And maybe that's what's getting to me.
Yeah. I mean, I always believed that subconsciously you end up, whatever you listen to or whatever you watch, you end up actually kind of slowly but surely getting impacted by that information. And so like, specifically with music back in the day, I have like this is like right when I graduated from college, I was driving to downtown every day and I was so fucking angry every day. And no reason to be angry.
Kill your mom, kill your dad. Wasn't that yours?
Literally because of Eminem.
Yeah.
I was listening to Eminem morning to night.
Yeah.
And I just stopped because he was, that was like his dark era.
Yeah.
It was like killing Kim and fucking saying crazy shit in his music. And I was like, oh my God, Eminem's actually affecting my music. I mean, my entire mood.
Yeah.
So I just stopped listening to Eminem for a while.
Yeah.
And so like I
think that's what's happening to me.
I have not watched any TV with sound on for months.
Edit this, Josh. Where'd you guys start?
Well, no, keep it. Actually, Anand just walked in. He was just a minute late. I was just saying that there's only one thing to talk about really at the moment.
Yeah.
And then I was telling Dee that like very mildly, but I just feel like mildly like anxious. I don't even like to use the word anxious because it's not like a scary. It's just like I feel like something big is happening this week. I mean, it is, but like I feel it is what I'm trying to say. And then we were talking about like it's probably because just the ads and just everything is so ramped up. You know, it's been going hard for the last 6 months.
Sure.
But the last week, and I've been putting football on at the house, and it's just ad after trans
I think
migrants.
There's a stat that's saying there's like over $1 billion spent in the last month or the last week
on ads.
On ads. It was something staggering.
It's nuts.
It's good for cable TV.
I mean, cable TV,
cable TV is all, this is what I realized because I don't watch a lot of it. It is all, well, right now, politics and fucking pharmaceuticals.
Yes.
It's literally like, do you have cancer? Are you dying? Are you? And then Trump wants to weaponize the military. And then are you rheumatoid arthritis? Yeah, could cause suicidal thoughts. Kamala Harris wants to turn everyone trans.
Kamala Harris can cause suicidal thoughts. 1 billion spent in the last week. 1 billion.
I feel it.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, it's definitely everywhere. I mean, it's so funny. I get emails saying, "Hi, D."
You know what's funny is I get text with our dad's name.
Really?
Hi, Krishna. We're very nervous about Pennsylvania. We will 7X match you right now.
Every day I get an email saying hi, D.
Yeah, I'm not even joking. What's your text messages like? I'm getting 50 a day, maybe 100.
I must have mine.
Yeah, no, my texts are pretty crazy.
I must have a good filter or something. I don't get any.
Did you ever donate?
I don't think so.
Yeah. If you donated ever.
I mean, I barely donated to a political campaign. And I think it's like $500.
Donated.
If I had to guess, it's $500.
Yeah, that's enough to get
in your whole life?
To political campaigns.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've donated way more.
No, we went to that Hillary Clinton thing when I got the picture.
I like during both Obama campaigns, I donated a decent amount, and then I donated a lot when Hillary ran.
What was that Clinton thing that didn't you have to donate
Foundation?
to go? Wasn't there something we all did? The only thing I get emails from sometimes is the Clinton Foundation because I thought there was something we went to that like you had to opt in to.
Yes.
They get me on the email, but they don't get me on the text.
My text, yeah.
But that's the point is I feel like we've already known how crazy the election is going to be anyway. Obviously, we've made it through like the news of assassination attempts and just all the chaos. But for some reason, I think all of that leading to now we're 2 days away. It's like, oh, fuck. Like it just
this
feels
is crazy.
Like it's about to happen, you know?
Are we doing a live? Are you out?
I'm back, but
let's see how we feel.
Here's the real reason why.
I
don't believe there's going to be a result at the end of Tuesday.
Yeah, I think it's going to take 5 days.
I might end up in here till midnight.
So I don't want to sit there for like hours on end with no, like that's what we did last time. Fucking hammered 8 hours and not finding a result.
That was a long pod.
So my concern is just that I don't believe there's going to be a winner.
Right.
And so I don't want to.
Well, we have one Wednesday anyway.
Yeah, well, I think the better route is to do Wednesday. I don't think doing live makes sense because you're not going to have a winner. I think the more fascinating thing that everyone I talked to about the election, on both like casual friends and people that are kind of politically involved, most of them don't believe there'll be a winner announced Tuesday or Wednesday, which means, and a lot of people believe that it's going to take weeks, if not months. If it's even more than 2 days, we're fucked.
Which is
weeks
chaos.
and months is crazy. I don't think it's weeks and months. I think it's like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah. I think it's going to be Wednesday night. I think it's over Wednesday night. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
Prediction Wednesday night, it gets called. And I think it's going to be close through Tuesday night. But then the swing states, a few of the ones that matter, will get called Wednesday.
Can we talk about Kill Tony? He might be killed.
But no one cares about that now. It's already over.
Rogan destroyed him.
Yeah, but like
that's his boy.
Yeah, but like
I will say long term,
it doesn't matter.
Well, long term, I don't think it matters. The funny thing to me though is I think it like
he might have got fans.
So
yeah, but
just to like rewind because I was texting Drama about this. I listened to
a Rogan pod where he basically said, Tony, do not do this joke when you go to MSG.
Yeah.
You're going to get stabbed. And he said, honestly, it's like ridiculous how much he roasts. He goes, you're not Chappelle.
Yeah.
You can't get away with this.
Another comedian came out and said that he did it the night before in like a New York club, like the Comedy Cellar or something, and nobody laughed. And he said like, oh, I'm doing MSG tomorrow. It'll work there. And then it didn't work there.
So it was just ego. He thought it was going to work.
Yeah, I think he just fresh off the Tom Brady roast.
Yeah, it's fine. But who cares about Kill Tony? He's fucking nobody.
I think he's the October surprise.
No, he has no impact on the election.
I mean, Nicky Jam, he backed out.
Nicky Jam? No one gives a fuck what Nicky Jam
Bad
does.
Bunny are one of them too, right?
Yes, by the way, no one cares what Bad Bunny, Nicky Jam, Oprah Winfrey,
I'm
P.
saying
Diddy.
there's 600,000 Latino voters in Pennsylvania. Like, this matters.
No, I don't think so.
And the odds are, I know you guys are going to hate this, but the odds are flipping.
But you said they were all nonsense last week.
I agree with both of it.
I think all the pollsters are nonsense. I think all the prediction markets are nonsense.
I do think she's got a shot.
She has a shot for sure.
Here's what I think. I think the fact that I live in Los Angeles and the amount of people that are vocal about supporting Trump, that I can't imagine what's happening in the suburbs of Pennsylvania, the suburbs of Wisconsin, suburbs of North Carolina,
right,
which they're far more conservative than us.
It almost makes me wonder, though. This is the feeling I have is like, maybe it's the reverse of 2016. I think you might have said this a while ago.
Yeah, I did.
Where like maybe there's a silent Kamala.
Yeah. So I don't think they're silent. I think the only way Harris wins, is if unmarried women vote participation is through the roof.
No, it's suburban white women.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I think it's suburban unmarried.
I don't even think it's unmarried.
It is. It's the one suburban married women. It's like a coin flip if they vote for Trump or Harris. Suburban unmarried women are like 80% for Harris.
I also think it's ridiculous that it's a few 100,000 people that decide the election.
All right. Do you guys have predictions, or are you guys too pussies to make predictions?
I'm saying Harris is winning.
I think Trump's winning, and I think he's winning big. By the way, I voted today.
I think so too, actually.
I voted today. I voted for RFK. And I turned in my ballot, and I was very happy about my RFK vote.
That's fine.
It's fine.
It's okay.
I mean, everyone can vote for whoever they want.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, like my
that's the beauty of democracy.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that if I've and this is and I'll say this, I'm saying this, that'll be an eternity for life. I want Trump to win. And I'll tell you why I want Trump to win. Not for the same reason why everyone else wants Trump to win. It's not even about his policies. I don't give a fuck what he has to say. I think he's an idiot at the end of the day. I want him to win because I think the Democratic Party is the biggest bunch of fucking idiots I've ever seen in my life.
That's actually I like this take. You made this before.
Yeah.
And I do agree with this.
I want to force their hand to evolve. She is not a good candidate. She's objectively.
Well, he's not either, right?
Yeah, but who cares? But I'm not them. I'm her. I'm her party. My party sucks right now.
Right.
Because she is horrible.
But what do you think Trump winning?
You have to change that.
Affects.
Everything changes then. You know why? If Trump wins, this is what happens. You're sitting there on Thursday and you're like, all right, our strategy is not working. We need to cleanse out the old guard who believe that this is how things work. We need to bring in new, fresh ideas, new, fresh talent. Because by the way, if Trump wins, I listened to JD Vance.
Yeah.
If Trump wins, he's winning 2 terms.
Because JD.
Yeah, I think if Trump wins, JD Vance is riding the coattails.
Is next.
And he's young. Because
I think JD is
I agree.
on the pod and as a speaker and all of his policies I don't agree with.
And that's the thing. It's like it all matters how you deliver. And he is way more charismatic than anyone else in the Republican Party. He's more likable than anyone in the Republican Party.
And just comparing like his ability to have a conversation that was a back and forth.
He felt relatable.
Yeah.
And I think if the Republicans win, they got their guy. They got a young,
he's 40. But here's the point, right? You have to decide what values you have.
No,
and
you can't play that game anymore. That's not fair.
Of course you can. Gun laws, abortion rights, all this.
But
Judges, federal
it's about
judges.
Business. They
federal
made a bad business decision. They picked a loser. They should have picked a better candidate.
Well, they had no choice.
No, of course they had a choice. They just chose that. They thought that was the best decision.
You know the powers to be. He said they had no choice.
It's a bad organization. It's a bad company. They might get fired on Tuesday. That could happen.
But my point of the whole no choice thing, the reason I don't like that is if you remember from day one, and Joe Biden even admitted this, Joe Biden even looked at himself as like, I forget the word he used, but like a transition candidate. Like, let's just stop Trump.
Yep.
And then let's have 4 years to find someone better.
Yeah.
And they just sat there for 4 years and let this guy decline.
I agree that they definitely misstepped and they could have corrected 2 years into the administration, but he didn't.
But they should have started on day one.
He didn't want to stand down. That was the problem.
I know, but I honestly believe that if they had someone really, really good, I believe that he would have stood down. I think part of his reason for not standing down is being old and hard-headed, but I think he actually had a reasonable argument that he might have a better shot than her.
Yeah, my only point is like the presidency matters because they appoint federal judges around the country.
Right.
And you have to decide if those values are your values.
Yeah.
Right. But
those are my values.
But
so if JD Vance wants to block abortion rights,
but I'm not voting only on abortion. I'm sorry. That's not my only topic.
Everything.
Yeah, but like everyone wants to make every male feel like if we don't vote for fucking Harris, then we are against abortion. That's not the case. He states' rights. He said it. He's like talking about it publicly all the time. That can't be the only reason why you vote for a person.
No. The thing with the federal judges is really important. That's, I think, what the most
But the Democrats chose a wrong candidate if they actually cared about that. They chose the wrong candidate. If she loses, they just they got arrogant that they thought people do not like Trump. That's the problem with the decision. And for me, as I want to vote Democrat going forward, I want them to lose to innovate.
Yeah.
They need to innovate. They need to change. I don't want fucking Cardi B representing me.
Yeah, for fucking
zero.
I think celebrities should not be involved in
that's their whole
political
that's their whole
brand.
thing.
You know what kills me?
I disagree with it.
Right. But I'm just saying,
I don't want Cardi B, who can't read or write or do anything, fucking talk. That was embarrassing.
No,
that was so embarrassing.
I'm not.
That backfired. Backfired.
I think one reason too why we are all able to have these arguments and then still be friends is, well, number one, anyone should be able to, but also, I just want to exaggerate something that Dee is saying or add on top of it is a lot of our frustration, it sounds like, doesn't come from hating the Democratic Party.
Or even the values it stand for.
No, it comes from from identifying as, to use a Democratic term, as a Democrat, but being so sick of what they're doing and the way they're handling things. And for your whole campaign, even this Kamala, like her whole campaign has been twisting Trump's words again. And he says he wants Liz Cheney in a firing squad and it's just like, dude, that's not. People are begging you to speak more about your policies and things. And your whole stance is just look at how evil Trump is and Project 2025 and all these things. And I think the frustration is like, we want to vote Democrat. We actually do share a lot of those values, but there's some things that are so bad that it's gotten so bad we can't even support it.
I think
that's the frustration.
No, the frustration is real, obviously.
It's not like, we believe in their abortion stance and we want everyone to have guns. It's not that.
I think the problem is smart people don't go into politics.
I mean,
I think
JD Vance is. I don't agree with his policies. He's very smart.
He's very smart.
He's very smart.
But like, you know, if you're a betting person and like Peter Thiel and his mad scientist shit, like he backed a guy that more than likely is going to end up in the White House in one way. You know, either as vice president or maybe one day as president.
Right.
And I think it's interesting that a tech guy found the loophole.
That's what he does, though. Peter Thiel's like he's a
genius.
But
he's a kingmaker.
But this is one thing I want to say.
Also
whether it's founders, he found suck.
Yeah, and I think he understands the psyche of what it takes to be that person, and he found, like whoever found in Obama what they found that in JD Vance, and they're like, and when I listened to I'm not like
I listened to half of the Rogan. Did you listen to the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and here's the thing is,
I mean, he's very smart. There's no question.
And he can have a conversation for
he's likable.
3 hours.
That's what
and
it was.
Part of it's joking, part of it's serious, part of it's...
Even
he cussed and he
was casual.
Yeah.
Emily in Paris, Indian food, whatever. It was funny. It was it was a relatable conversation, and I think he also doesn't take himself too seriously. He also just is I'm just like a bro at the end of the day.
Yeah, he sounded like a bro, but it's. I think the Democratic Party needs their JD Vance.
One thing I want to say on it
100%.
real quick is I agree with you 1,000,000%. One thing I want to say is I don't think the issue is that smart people don't go into politics. I think that politics incentives are not aligned with what we all want them to be. I just don't think that they are. I think that it's all
if you think
lobbyists. It's catering to lobbyists and things, and you use here's what I'm going to do for the people. Going so hard. Let me ask you guys this. Kamala going so hard on abortion. Elect her. She's the one. And I know, we all know, every woman we know is very big on this. What is she going to do to change the current
because Biden didn't do
situation?
anything. Zero.
But what actually structurally can she do?
Well,
it's the Supreme Court.
She needs the Congress, right? So you need to be able to negotiate with senators.
So nothing's actually going to happen.
So here's the thing with politics, and which it doesn't seem like it works anymore. In the 90s, when Bill Clinton was president, he'd go to poker with the Republican senators.
Right.
And he would negotiate over a scotch.
Right.
And he was able to get policy done.
Now it's just big interest.
It's the Brady bill. He got a lot done.
I hate to, this is just my opinion. I'm not saying it's a fact.
But that was also without news. That's the problem, right? Because the problem back then, you could do that privately and no one gets exposed.
Right.
Because if right now someone went and negotiated with Biden on the Republican side, it would be a disaster.
I don't know. I think it's still happening because, to be fair, nothing really gets done anyways. So I think
it got done in the 90s.
Maybe I don't know. I can't recall all the policies.
Yeah,
I would say that the thing that's the other thing to note is there's a slight lean for the Republicans for the Senate and a slight lean for the House. I think it's a toss-up for both.
Slight lean Republican on both?
Both.
Right, but close.
Close.
Yeah.
So I think if Trump wins, more than likely they're winning the House and they're winning the Senate. Then at that point, the folks that want to leave the country, book your ticket, get the fuck out.
Yeah, because it's
over. Because then
no one's leaving the country.
But everyone's saying they are.
Yeah, they said that in 2016.
End of democracy.
The cast of The View has to go.
Yes, they gotta go.
At least, at a minimum.
I mean, ABC should shut down that show because it's just
No, the next week they have to be in fucking wherever, Turks and Caicos or something, and here we are.
The Democrats. If I was a senior leader of the Democratic Party, I would actually reallocate all funds to make sure that we win at least the Senate or the House.
Right.
I still believe the presidency is a toss-up in certain states, but I just don't. This is my only anecdote is in Los Angeles. If so many people that I know are voting for Trump vocally about it, I cannot imagine what's happening in the suburbs of Pennsylvania.
Right.
I just cannot. These people are not like us. They don't go to a school where there's diversity. They don't go to a school where there's diversity of thought.
I think Trump turned the metropolitan cities that weren't MAGA.
Yeah.
And I just don't know if the middle of the country. I don't know. Let's talk to Mr. and Mrs. Paff.
Yeah, we should ask
Are
them.
they voting?
I don't know. I haven't asked them.
It's a swing.
I'll ask them
Call them
tomorrow.
right now.
I'll ask them
I want to know
tomorrow.
right now.
It's late.
Text
It's
them.
late. They're in bed.
Text them. They're awake. It's election night. Everyone's
Okay, hold on.
fucking sitting on their fucking phones or TV.
What do you want me to ask them?
Are you voting? And what's the vibe in Ohio? It's
Yeah.
a big state.
They don't have to say who they're voting for.
I don't care who they vote for. I'm just curious what the vibe is because,
Is Ohio supposed to go red?
yeah, it's Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Nevada. Those are the states.
I think
Ohio's going Republican.
Wisconsin 100% goes red. I think Nevada goes red. Pennsylvania, I think is toss up. Pennsylvania's it.
What are the states that matter? Pennsylvania's the biggest one, right?
Pennsylvania is the big one.
Georgia.
Florida's red, obviously.
Georgia, Ohio, or no?
North Carolina?
Georgia, North Carolina.
Georgia ain't going fucking blue. No,
Georgia
fucking
went
shit.
blue last turn.
Ain't happening this time.
It's really Pennsylvania is like the big one, right?
That's a path to 270.
Yeah, if she wins Pennsylvania, she wins.
Really?
I think so. I think that's a good sign for the rest of the country that the rest of the country did vote. And
Nevada matters too, and there's a lot of Hispanic voters. I think Kill Tony. I know you guys think it's silly. I think he mattered.
I don't think it's silly. I do think it was like the one big piece of bad press that kind of stuck in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
You know?
I think the squirrel getting killed was a big deal.
That's a big deal. And
The
yeah,
squirrel
I guess,
was not good for the Democrats.
yeah.
They're killing squirrels. Pet squirrel.
Yeah, you got to let the squirrel live. That squirrel might have actually swung the
We have
election.
very nice squirrels at our house.
Well,
we-
be
well, if
careful.
you're in New York,
be
then kill
careful.
them.
Don't feed them. They're going to fucking come euthanize them.
I think the other thing that, like, you know, there's a lot of people that are very anxious about the election and the election results. Here's the reality. Nothing's going to happen either way.
No, I don't think so either. It's, I want to be, well, I know you're not talking to me directly, but almost for me, I almost feel like I have a friend in like a big UFC fight.
And
I just feel like, what the fuck is going to happen?
So
it just feels like, oh my God, all this prep, all this shit talking, all this assassinations. People are so pissed.
Yeah.
It's here.
Yeah.
I don't think like there's going to be riots, and I'm not scared of like safety.
I would say that's different. I think I could see chaos.
For us, I don't think we're going to.
No, but I'm saying like, I think like there's a lot of people. If you polled 1,000 random voters that are like highly engaged on social media,
yeah,
I would say it's a coin flip. They both think democracy's over, right?
Exactly.
Republicans and Democrats feel the same way, right? And my view is, what I know about politicians, they're all self-serving.
Yeah.
All they care about is themselves. They don't give a fuck about anyone else. They're going to do what's best for them, and they're going to be on their fucking way.
Yeah.
That's it.
But what do you mean? So how does that translate to
the average
democracy?
person? I think it does not impact you.
Yeah.
And I think if ultimately you're caring about your safety and your economic well-being, guess what? That's on you. It's not on the government anymore. Like here's how I view it. I think historically people have voted with a value system and a belief system that they felt that was good for the country.
Yeah.
Not to be negative, but I don't think that's the way you should vote anymore. I actually think you should vote what's best for you. And I think ultimately,
in what sense? Sorry.
Every sense, financially, whatever you think is best for you at your moment in time in life. Like if you're a 28-year-old young woman, voting for Harris is the best thing for you right now. That's cool. I'm down with that.
But can I just want to circle back on this.
Yeah.
I'm asking you guys to correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't there kind of no path for Kamala to change anything about abortion in this country for the next 4 years?
That's what I believe.
Yeah, I mean, the Supreme Court has made it clear it's relegated to the states.
passed.
So that's what I feel like sucks. And now, once again, I'm not even trying to make like a case.
But the federal judges matter. Sorry, they do.
Yeah, but
So
not like
if like Trump was able to appoint so many conservative leaning judges around the country, and they get to rule law.
But here's my question is, what did Biden or Kamala do any of that for themselves for the last 4 years?
I mean, I don't know the facts, so like you can fact check me, but
Right.
I'd assume they appointed federal judges.
And federal judges do what? They decide state issues?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So
But
like
isn't
when
it voted on in state by state?
When a case comes to like Alabama,
Yeah.
and that federal judge,
Right.
they decide whether this person who got caught with a weed bag, do they go to jail for 5 years or they get
right.
released?
But when it comes to the abortion issue, isn't that voted on state by state?
Now it is.
Right. So once again,
It-
strictly on the abortion
And
issue,
it's Supreme Court, right? So
Right.
Yeah,
if
but now
people
it's-
pass,
which is what it is, right?
if people pass or step down,
right. So
you can appoint new Supreme Court judges.
So my question is, if the federal judges don't decide the abortion issue, it's voted on, and the Supreme Court seems to be kind of what it is for the next 4 years,
Maybe.
what,
I mean, they're all young.
like, is the strategy, if we're just trying to look at a path to change the thing, the strategy is that a couple Supreme Court justices unexpectedly die,
Potentially.
but there's no other mechanism for them to change it.
So she's not going to be able to do anything because Biden did nothing.
So the number one issue that it sounds like people are really scared of, she can't actually change.
No.
Well, I don't think either can.
No, but he's
But
already done what
did
he
it.
wanted to do.
He already put the nail in the coffin for you. He already did it. He did what he said he was going to do.
Well, no, he got to appoint Supreme Court justices
Yeah, but
because people died.
Yeah.
And guess what? Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Everyone knew she was going to die.
Yeah.
She didn't step down.
Yeah, that was
That was a
fumble.
big fucking fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fumble.
That was ego.
So and then guns, they can't do anything.
Nothing.
We need Adam Winkler on.
What can you do about guns? Nothing. It's over.
He's the only person we know that's an expert on
I
guns.
know. I'm not an expert. I know, but you can't do anything. You're not changing gun laws.
Well, you can't change.
I mean, you could
You could
enhance.
change.
You could enhance some background checks or
Yes,
something. Probably
exactly.
But
You could do that. You could also.
I don't know, on the state level.
You can.
yeah, I don't know either.
You
but
shouldn't
I'm
be
just-
able to just walk into a gun store and buy a gun as
But
a
I just-
20-year-old.
But this is what I am so
Like,
pissed
I don't
about.
care about hunting. Go hunt. Go.
No,
kill
I
your
know.
deer.
But
Do whatever you want.
this is what I am pissed about as your fellow Democrat is they were just there for 4 years and nothing happened. And so now when they're telling
Well,
me
it was a split Senate Congress.
They're not going to win
I know,
both
but they're
this
not going
time.
to win both this time.
There's zero chance.
So like when they're
They
telling
might
me
lose everything this time.
This is what I think sucks. Is as someone who is a lot closer to your values, probably shares almost 100% of your values. They're lying to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're lying to you, but you need
They are
the
lying.
Senate. You need the House.
But that's
But they're
the
not going to
lie.
have it. So the lie is
The
we
lie-
are going to.
You're not going to do anything. You're better off talking
Do you
about things you
remember
can
in-
actually control.
That's what's annoying. I'd rather than be like, hey, there's nothing we can do about those things, but here's what we will do. Here is a path towards getting your values.
I think she talked
So-
about legalizing marijuana, whatever, federally. You should legalize prostitution. You want men to vote for you?
That might do it.
You might win.
That might swing
So in
Pennsylvania.
2000
Yeah. So you want to swing something.
Here's the problem in politics, and it's both sides. 2008, Mitch McConnell came out and publicly said, I will not vote for one thing Obama does.
Yeah.
Right.
He said that. He's like, I'm going to not vote. They control
I
the
agree.
Senate.
Yeah.
And how do you judge?
You got
how
to
do
win
get policy?
everything. You want to control, you got to win everything.
But you want to know what gets me? And this is the one thing I'm
But
curious.
like, think about it, like how no one stood up in the Republican Party saying like, hey, maybe he has some good ideas.
I know you're right. And that's stupid and fucked up and crazy. What I'm wondering is why does it seem like Trump was so effective? He got his judges. It seemed like he made an impact on the border. He got his tax policies. It seems like wars were winding down and coming to an end. It's just how it seems. It seems like he was so fucking effective.
And he
it's
did
just
whatever
like,
he wanted.
Like when I see Trump
because
come
you know
in
why?
and-
He's not part of the establishment. The Democrats need a leader that's not part of the establishment, that's not going to listen. He just went in there and be like, he doesn't give a fuck. Do you understand? The Republican Party hates his guts. Hates his guts. They hate him.
Yeah.
They do not want him to win. His own party hates him.
But he
Right.
also nuclear bombed the border bill.
I know, but did you listen to JD Vance and have you heard the explanation of that?
No, I only listened to the first half.
So look, the last thing I want to do is get into a debate about bills because I might as well get into a debate about fucking astronomy.
But he told the Republicans to not vote for it.
I know, but here is apparently why. Apparently that bill, and you should really look.
JD Vance is talking.
No, but Joe Rogan said this to John Fetterman, and he said, yeah, you're right. Apparently, that bill essentially codified what is happening now. It allowed a certain number, like 2 million illegal immigrants to come in and get a path to citizenship. It did all of these things where it essentially put into law that what is happening now is the law. And so what happened is it wouldn't have allowed Trump to crack down on it and change it if he did get back in office. And so it's really dirty. It's not what they are saying it is. It's not, we tried to clean up the border and Trump canned it. They came into office and on day one bragged about overturning a lot of Trump's policies at the border. This stuff happened. They're using this border bill thing and it sounds like bullshit. I'm telling you, there's a reason why. There was even Democrats who voted against it. It's not what it seems. And what's
the reason?
The reason is because what's happening now with the border, it essentially codified that. It said, yeah, there's a border bill. What we're going to do is we're going to allow a certain number in.
I don't know what codify means.
Codified means law.
Like put it into law. And
sounds made up.
Hey, I'm using the terms
Look
that
at drama.
JD uses.
This guy was in fucking Bar Fresh and
still am.
Wendy's. He's codifying things.
So it would have let millions of illegal immigrants into the country under this bill. It would have given them a path to citizenship. It would have done all of these things. It wasn't a border bill to end illegal immigration. It was essentially putting into law what they're doing today.
All the bills, what they are labeled as and what they actually do are very different things.
Right.
And then you have this issue that whether you like it or not, Trump is pretty direct.
Yeah.
Right? You may not like what he has to say. That's also what
gets him into all the trouble. Yeah.
But he's direct.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why the Republican Party hates him is because he's just doing whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
And in many cases, it's self-serving. It's doing what he believes or he wants.
Right.
And maybe it benefits him some way financially. But the reality is that like, that's actually good for politics to have someone that shake things up that not part of the swamp. Right. And the swamp is heavily Republican, heavily Democrat. Like I agree. Like the one thing that I agree with him on is that it is the bureaucracy of traditional politics is hindering any progress that we could potentially have. The amount of money that's wasted, the amount of laws that are put into place that don't have any impact, zero impact.
I actually think if Trump wins, it's an Elon Musk presidency.
If Elon Musk is actually part of the presidency,
that'd be the best thing there.
You know what? We're in for a treat because if he's
the amount, I don't know how much you're on Twitter, but like it's nonstop.
Yeah.
It's literally nonstop.
So my biggest positive, I'm going to give you my positives for both becoming president. The positive if Donald Trump becomes president is Elon Musk walks in to the congressional budget meeting and slits everyone's throat.
Right.
And I think he cannot be bought.
No, of course not. He's worth $300 billion.
Right. He's just,
right.
He will go there and objectively, if he cuts $1 trillion, $2 trillion, and not increases, which is still not in good place, just to keep it clear, we need to cut like $5 trillion to be in a good place.
How good that would feel. Like I believe, real quick, because I just cut you off, is like there's a looming anxiety in the air of like this national debt and wars and it could be nuclear war at any time. Like how good would it feel to have some like good news?
Yeah. So I think I agree. And I think the benefit of Trump is Elon. Mm-hmm. Elon comes in and I think financially benefits the country a lot. If Harris wins, I think the benefit is...
It lowers the temperature of the country.
No, not at all. I think the temperature explodes.
I'm more scared of that.
Yeah.
I think the people that would be like, no.
My benefit of Harris was
Trump's
more
America.
jokes. Like, I think the jokes will be really funny.
I think if Harris loses, people are going to be crying. I agree. People are going to be crying on social media. I think if Trump loses, people might take to the streets.
I mean, look, I think he definitely has.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. I think
I'm worried about these fucking patriots.
Just for the safety of America, I want Trump to win. I want Trump to win so I can walk out on Wednesday and like not worry about
it. Won't be Wednesday. It'll probably be Friday.
Whatever. Even if it's
they'll start on Wednesday. They'll be like, fucking call it.
Yeah. I want safety. All I care about is safety.
I'm telling you, I think she's got a real shot.
No, she definitely does.
Everyone
we're not
has
saying
a shot.
No, and no one thought Trump had a shot in 2016.
Yeah, but that's arrogance of fucking Democrats. I don't think people today, if you ask a Republican strategist, they'll be like,
she's the Trump of 2016.
But she has nothing special. Yeah. She has no redeeming quality that people can point to. Trump is at least funny and entertaining.
I don't know. It'll be a lot of content.
It's here, though. I mean, I'm
excited.
It's in 2 days.
Here's all I would say is
what the fuck?
Don't get caught up in it.
It's so hard not to.
But like,
I mean, I'm not like
if Trump wins, I'll probably laugh. If Harris wins, I'll probably laugh. Honestly, like, I'm not gonna. I know people were like, my daughter cried when fucking Trump won. Yeah. Come on, like, don't be that person.
Yeah.
I don't think that's healthy for your own sanity.
No, I'm more
just be that person.
I'm just more concerned that either way, I think there's a lot of really, really pissed off people. Yeah. I think that the Trump supporters are more dangerous than the Harris supporters. But
I agree. I think either way,
if Harris wins, the Capitol is getting stormed.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for Throwback Thursday, fucking one last hurrah.
Yeah.
Because Trump already said he's not running again.
Yeah.
Well, he can't. He's going to be like 82.
And if Trump wins, I mean, people just cry. I guess there's no danger.
There's no danger in it, but like.
Antifa's out with bricks and fucking.
Here's my thing. You want to change policy in this country? Be more strategic. Stop fucking crying. Stop posting on Instagram. It's about fucking money and it's about influence. Do it right now. If you want to be involved in politics and actually make change, get on the ground floor and make change. Yeah. It's not happening with fucking crying on social media.
And stop protesting and fucking blocking off highways.
Yes, it's not. That's not how policy gets changed.
Yeah.
By the way, Trump changed everything and fucked your whole life up.
Yeah.
By being on Apprentice. So
right.
Don't like play the game. If you want to make change, it's a business. At the end of the day, politics is now a business. It's not what it was 50 years ago. Make a business decision and bet on how you can actually make change.
I honestly wish like the equivalent of the Thiel Fellowship, which he grooms 19-year-old kids to be entrepreneurs.
Right.
If we did that for politics.
He did. He did JD Vance.
And I mean him, but I'm not saying Thiel, but everyone. Like Soros should be doing it. Like Obama should be doing it.
The problem is I hate to sound so jaded, but I honestly think that the problem is they're not incentivized to actually improve the quality of life for everyday Americans. I don't think that's the incentive.
Yeah. No, I mean, but Obama could do it. He could find a bunch of 20-year-old kids that are super brilliant.
Who pays him?
I mean, he's so rich. He could do it himself.
Okay, but Peter Thiel does it because he doesn't give a fuck. He's a libertarian. The libertarian group easily could have been Democrats. Easily. They just found no home. And all of tech are libertarian. The most powerful people in tech are all libertarian. And so they're like, oh, we can just go to the Republican Party. They'll let us do whatever the fuck we want. If the Democrats just let Peter Thiel and his goons fucking do what he wants, they'd be in a good spot.
Let me ask you this. Who, since Donald Trump, has been more effective in presidential office at positively impacting the lives of their voters?
Bill Clinton.
Did he?
Yeah.
It was before my time.
I mean, yeah, he got a blowjob. Everyone likes blowjobs.
Right.
No,
They're like, more blowjobs.
he did a lot of policy on gun laws.
Right.
You couldn't get a gun for like 48 hours. I think that was the Brady bill.
Right.
No, Clinton was super effective.
Right. Because I would say
and
that
Obama healthcare. I'll stand on that.
Obama
mountain.
healthcare, yeah. Yeah. I just think that Trump, like, if you are a diehard, like, I agree with everything Trump, all of his policies, he was very effective.
Here's my last.
It was like
yeah,
wildly effective.
I agree. So here's the.
What was he effective on?
I just mean that, like,
for his people, he got the federal judges done. He got Supreme Court judges done.
Yeah, if you believe in those values.
Yes.
His
voters
a lot
do.
of his voters do.
Well,
a lot of his voters are pro-life.
He kind of got lucky that.
No, they did get
died.
lucky. There's no such thing as luck in life. They fucking overplayed their hand.
Yeah.
They should have told Ruth Bader Ginsburg to step the fuck down.
Like, why didn't they do that? That is so
You're
crazy.
telling me the deep state of Democrat Party couldn't go to her and say,
They did it to Joe Biden.
Barely.
But they did
I know,
it.
but they know they have it. Now they know.
They did it.
Now they have a plan.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg fucked abortion.
Yeah,
She did.
She did. I agree.
Because
she
of
stepped
like
down.
what seems like ego and
100%.
Right.
They want to paint her as a hero. She fucked it up.
But
She could have stepped down. They could have appointed a Democratic judge and she would have been fine. I'm sorry, like they fucked up. They blew it.
I'm not saying that Democrats haven't misstepped over the last.
His point is that Trump, he played the game. He won.
I think Trump was just wildly effective I think the war thing is a really big deal. I also think a lot of Trump voters have always been, I'm not saying all of them, not making a label, but have always been like veterans or, people that feel connected to soldiers in the war. And seeing no new wars start, I think is a very big deal.
We don't ever want to be in a war again.
Right. Is Trump all the credit for it? I don't fucking know. I mean, apparently whatever. But like it still looked like that.
So do you think Ukraine-Russia ends January 6th?
Is that the day of the insurrection or the day of the inauguration?
We send an insurrection.
I think it's an inauguration.
Here's my belief. I think I have a couple final thoughts.
Because I think it's a 50-50 race, and you can make the argument that he's going to win. You can make the argument she's going to win. I think
that's fine. I agree with that. I think my feeling is that what the election will actually be is who showed up to vote. Was it like men that showed up to vote or women who showed up to vote? Because if men showed up to vote, then Trump wins. Like all the young men on social media voting for who are talking about Trump, they're not voting.
Right.
I know that for a fact.
And like all the sorority girls that are doing the videos on
all
TikTok.
the milk boys.
They're not voting, right? None of those people are voting. So then it comes down to...
I think the average voter is like 60.
So then it comes down to who
I think you're right.
On the Democrat actually shows up to vote. Because if it's the same group of Democrats, they're going to lose by a fortune. They're fucked. If they don't get young women to come out, if young women come out to vote, I think Harris wins. And then lastly, I would say that ultimately, whatever happens, don't overreact. Don't make the statement, I'm going to leave the country.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with
by
that.
the way, it's still the greatest country if Donald Trump or Harris is the president of the United States. And we have more rights, more freedoms, more opportunity than any other place on earth. And I think don't take it for granted and don't have anxiety over who wins. Like I'm so at peace with whatever happens.
Right.
Like if Trump wins, I know I'm going to get content, I'm going to comedy, and might get low interest rates, which is great.
Right. You might get a tax break.
If Harris wins, I'm going to definitely get comedy.
Yeah.
And, people will be happy. Like, I think we'll be fine either way.
I mean, look, the point is that I really feel strongly about is, and I don't think this is too bubble talky, is for the last 10 years, if you did not, other than watching the news, you can't tell me either president affected your life in a dramatic way. Yes, there are these big moments like healthcare. And if your state becomes a state where abortion is illegal, of course, I get that. But like on like a case by day to day basis, it just does. It's all like the fear of what could happen and what's coming in Project 2025 and Kamala's going to turn everyone trans and blah, blah, blah. Like I don't think anyone should be crying on.
You should not be crying on election day, regardless of who wins. You should be happy you live in America. And
right.
By the way, like,
I mean, the fact
we have
that
like a lot of big football games on Thanksgiving Day.
Right. And they're going to be great.
I mean, the fact that we can talk on a podcast and have open opinions.
Not if Kamala wins.
Is
non-communist Kamala.
No, this shit's going to be fucking.
No, but this is the greatest country. So, like, regardless of who wins, we're allowed to do this.
Right.
We're allowed to like express our opinions, and whether we disagree or agree, it doesn't actually affect our day to day in terms of.
Are you going to vote, Drama?
No.
I already voted.
I like that. You're not gonna
did
vote.
you?
That's my vote.
You didn't vote? Yeah, anything.
My vote is no vote.
Can you vote for Nathan Hochman? Just
Nathan
fucking
Yes.
scribble his name at least.
Just do one.
Do you have your ballot?
I'm sure.
Do you have your ballot?
I'm sure the Democrats will vote for me. You know what I mean?
George Gascon. Here we go.
Did you go to the police event last
Yes,
night?
I did.
So what was it?
So I went to the True Blue LAPD event. Apparently, they feel like America's going to be great again.
And Nathan was there or no?
Big Nate was there.
Okay.
You talked to him or no?
I gave him, a,
A dap up.
Yeah.
big dap up. I actually saw
I do
him.
feel like I have to go vote for him.
I actually
Just do
saw,
one.
I think that's the only thing that matters.
I saw him at a restaurant the week before. I was really drunk. I was like, yeah, what up? We're gonna fucking vote it. We're gonna win. He's like, yeah, we're gonna do it.
Yeah. I just was picturing like one of us somehow getting arrested, over the next 4 years. I mean, like, can you hit up Hochman?
No, we gotta go.
He knows me.
LAPD.
You got it. You got the plug.
So what was the event?
It was honoring all the work that people do for the LAPD, and they were raising money for just basically the LAPD, and it was great. It was just
Everyone was dressed up. It looked like
it was black tie, not black tie.
Oh, that was the
cocktail.
H-Wood. That was the thing that they were posting.
Yes, and it was great. It was fun.
And who spoke?
I just
From the LAPD.
The new chief.
New chief.
New chief. John spoke. John Herring spoke. Wiz Khalifa.
Interesting.
He performed.
LAPD, yeah.
And I think Devin DJ'd, right?
Yeah, Devin, Lucy, and DJ'd. It was great. It was fun. It was a good time.
It just feels like Trump landslide. I'm not that I wouldn't put a bet on it. But
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like there's
I wouldn't be
marches in
surprised.
Beverly
It's
Hills.
like Ronald Reagan, Jimmy Carter. Everything is red. The House, the Senate, and Anand's crying.
The wokies are. Oh, that's going to be rough.
Are you gonna cry if they lose everything? The House, the Senate, presidency.
I'm not going to cry. I'll be disappointed.
But cry.
I'll be together.
But you'll be crying.
You're going to benefit a lot if that happens.
If that happens, we're all gonna get fucking rich.
I mean, you're going to have, and I know that you're a reasonable law and order fella. You're not a defund the police guy.
No.
Things are going to be. Remember that guy that ran in your house, that homeless man? Never again.
that guy's gone.
Gone. That guy's literally fucking probably.
Josh is dying.
Probably fucking.
He's gone.
They're
We'll
going to
never see
ship
him
that
again.
guy off somewhere and you will never see him
And
again.
I'll leave you with this. You can't talk shit if you don't vote.
I voted.
Right.
I'm just saying for everyone who's
The
listening.
only thing that matters to me, the only vote that matters to me is Hochman.
Go fucking vote Hochman.
I'm going to vote Hochman. I'm going to do that.
It's not
I think
hard.
I have a ballot in my house.
Yeah, just literally vote Hochman. And by the way,
Well, you said it doesn't even take that much time. You can just
So
walk
if-
up.
I went last year at Palladium. It was empty.
I,
It was
So
a
why
whole
don't you
floor.
I voted in
Right.
30 seconds in my last. And so what I did, Sam Yebri, who was on the podcast a few years ago, who's a friend of mine. He is like a pro-business, pro-safety LA guy. He put together a voting guide. He sent it to me. I posted on my Instagram. If you live in LA, it's an incredible guide because like there's so many like props and measures and judges and this. I don't know all those people. He gave me that information. I'm not even joking. I blindly fucking voted whatever he said, and Because basically it's like 50 things you have to select.
You know,
and
the thing about
presidency.
voting that I have done for the last handful of years is I abstain when I don't know.
So Adam Schiff and
You can leave
Steve
it open,
Garvey, who was running for senator.
Governor. Steve
Governor or
Garvey?
senator? Adam Schiff.
Yeah, it's Steve Garvey, Adam Schiff.
Yeah, okay. I didn't vote for either.
You can leave it open.
I left it open.
Steve
But that's how they
Garvey.
get you, bro.
I wanted to vote for Steve Garvey
That's
because
how-
he's like a legendary Dodger. I have his cards, baseball cards.
That's how they get
But
you.
I
I've
was
seen this
like-
on Twitter. That's how the Clintons swoop in and fill that sucker out
Yeah.
for you, man.
I
Can,
didn't vote-
can you
I-
fact check that? That's the governor race,
thought it
right?
was
In
senator.
California? Or is it senator? I could be wrong.
All right, guys, we got to go.
I mean, this feels like.
So here's a fun fact. I'm flying to Detroit right now.
When you
I'm
come
in the
back
battleground state of Michigan.
during the election?
I'm battlegrounding
When do you fly back?
Tuesday morning, 6 a.m. I'm fucking out of there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want you. I think we're safe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want you wandering around Detroit.
Yeah, fuck that. I have a meeting up there for work, but I'm gonna, walk around. I have 2 hours free.
Right.
I'm gonna walk around, and I'm just gonna be like one of those, TikTok guys.
Tell us what you see.
Trump or comma.
Right.
Trump or
right,
comma.
right. Tell us what you see, because I believe with you that if this is how it feels in LA, then it must be all Trump in that type of area.
Yeah.
But
I think it'll be race dependent.
I do also think there's a chance. I mean, I was so shocked in 2016 that who knows?
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Well, everyone, don't
vote.
cry. Go vote.
Go
Or
vote.
pretend to vote. Like drama. You're
Well,
not gonna vote.
Listen.
Is there 0% or 5%?
I think it's zero. I think it's
No,
zero.
here's, I'll tell you, I'll be really honest with you because we're all friends here. If I can walk to the Palladium again,
I know where I dropped off my ballot near your house.
can I walk?
Yes.
I'm
It's
voting.
100 feet.
Then I will vote.
Yeah.
100%. If
I
have
thought
to
you were
go-
going to go in and show your ID.
I'm not going to be Tuesday, whatever. I know.
He was
whatever.
really
I'm
big
sure
on
one of
that.
the migrants
Yeah,
took
I'm sure
my
my
vote.
He was. I'm an
sure the
American.
migrants
I
took
want
my
to
vote.
exercise my rights.
Yeah.
You're like, fucking RFK, protest vote, and you're
Yeah.
out. All right. Everyone, we'll see you. I guess next time we see you, the world will be very different.
It will be.
I don't know. I don't think by Wednesday.
I know, but
Honestly-
don't you think that, okay, we got to go. Don't you think by Wednesday we'll have like an idea?
Yeah, we'll have an idea.
Okay.
Shout-outs.
From
A Sneha. I want to do a shout out to my boyfriend, Mike Bon Giovanni. His birthday is on the 5th, and I wish him a happy birthday. He's a big fan of the show and has been an avid listener for years.
man, if they get married, she's as Sneha Bongiovanni. That's tough.
I know.
Yeah,
I
it's
know
cool,
Bon
but-
Giovanni.
The Miami kid?
Yeah.
Is that him?
I don't know.
He bought some trucker hats from us back in the day, like 20 years ago.
That might be him.
I hope it is the same Mike.
Okay, well, shout out to Mike. Is that
That'd be
it?
amazing.
Okay,
All
all
right,
right, guys. Fucking prepare.
USA.
Oh. Bye.